In this video, we're going to show you what personal trainer career options you can take once you've qualified as a personal trainer. This includes how gyms pay their trainers, the different PT models, how much they pay, as well as various freelance opportunities available. Then we'll break them down to view the personal training career pros and cons of each option. My name's Luke Hughes. I'm a personal trainer with 14 years experience and I'm the co-founder of Origin, a fitness education company that qualifies thousands of personal trainers each year, both here in the UK and internationally. How to start a career in personal training. There are actually loads of different ways that you can take your fitness career once you've qualified as a personal trainer. There is not a one rule fits all approach to how you can earn from gyms or personal training in general. You need to identify the best route to market for you to start a career in personal training on the right footing. Let's jump right in. Working for a gym in a salaried position. One of the most sought after routes for newly qualified trainers is to work for a gym that pays a set personal training salary. There are only a few gyms in the UK that actually pay a clean-cut salary to personal trainers. Gyms like Nuffield Health, Virgin Active and David Lloyd's all pay direct salaries to their trainers as they're focused on the quality of the service they provide to their members, which differentiates them from other aspects of the market, which we'll touch upon later in this video. The national average salary outside of London for a personal trainer in one of these gyms is £17,000 to £18,000 per annum, which rises to £20,000 to £21,000 in London, but don't get off put by that number just yet. Very frequently, these gyms have commission structures that allow you to earn from the clients that you generate on top of your annual income. These types of gyms will typically give you a financial target to hit each month based off the number of hours that you do. When you start at the gym, you normally get given a low target that incrementally increases each month for around the first 3 to 6 months, depending on the brand, until you fall in line with all the other trainers in the gym. This gives you time to learn the business and build your client base. A typical financial target for you to generate is £2,000 worth of personal training income, which if you had 10 clients on £25 per hour for 2 sessions per week would equal your £2,000 target. Now this money goes to the gym first and then the gym pays you a commission on top of your basic wage. This commission tends to range between 40 and 50% of the total amount of money earned through personal training. Meaning if you hit your target of 50% commission dead on and you had a basic wage of £18,000 per annum, you would actually earn £2,500 a month, which works out at £30,000 per year. This does not take into account that you could, and many trainers do, go over target every month, or if you have other side incomes. Now let's look at the pros and cons of this personal training career option. Security. The biggest pro of this method is the instant security it provides by giving a basic salary, which gives you time to develop your craft, business acumen, and alleviates pressure for you to get sales overnight. Extra free qualifications. As these types of gyms pay your salary, they're committed to your professional development. Very frequently, you can get free CPD training, mentoring, and ongoing sales training for helping you hit your PT targets. Now let's look at the potential cons of this personal training career. 50% of your earnings minimum will go to the gym. Even though you do get a basic salary to compensate for this, you will still be given 50% minimum of your PT earnings to the gym. This is not the end of the world if you only have a few clients, but when you have 20 plus clients, your wage no longer financially compensates for the difference, and you would make far more money going freelance. Set hours determined by the gym, including early starts and late finishes. Personal training careers in a salaried role come with shift patterns and fixed hours. Like most things when you're new, you'll find that you're given the worst shifts, including very early starts and late finishes, which is not ideal. Working for a gym in a part salaried, part freelance position. This route is one of my personal favorites, as it combines both personal trainer salary with the opportunity to grow a freelance business. Normally you get given a contracted number of hours, ranging between 12 and 24 hours paid work, and then have the opportunity outside of those hours to generate clients and income from personal training, where you'll pay a fee based on the clients you generate back to the gym. As your client base grows, you can even reduce the number of contracted hours to free up time for higher paying one-to-one clients, in exchange for paying rent at the gym. The typical contracted hourly rate is just £8 per hour. The hourly rate you can charge for your one-to-one personal training outside of those contracted hours is normally set around £30 per hour. Even though you'll pay around £10 per session back to the gym, this still leaves you with a healthy £20 per hour. Major gym chains like Sports Direct Fitness, Everlast Fitness, and Exercise for Less all operate in this manner. With changes in employment law, even companies like Pure Gym are now adopting this PT model. Now let's evaluate some of the pros of this personal training career. Provides some income security. The contracted hours provide some income security that you can build your PT business from without having to worry about bills and costs outside of the gym. You only pay to the gym when you get clients. You'll only pay the gym when you actually get paid by your clients, giving you security in case things don't go exactly the way you predict. This keeps your incoming balanced with your outgoings to the gym. Now let's examine some of the cons of being a personal trainer through this method. The fixed hourly contract is low paid. The typical personal training hourly rate is just set at £8 per hour for the contracted base work, which when you can earn £30 an hour or more from a PT session can seem very low. Tasks during those contracted hours can be laborious. Tasks you will perform during your contracted hours are normally things like cleaning gym equipment, performing gym inductions, taking fitness classes or completing health checks. And to many trainers, this can seem a little mundane. You don't get to decide the hours that you work. Your contracted hours are not something you can determine of when they're worked. They are shift patterned and set by the club, which can result in early morning starts, late finishes, or collide with when you might get a new PT client. Working for a gym on a freelance only based position. Freelancing within a gym-based environment has been around since the explosion of the gym market back in the late 80s, early 90s, and operates on a rent-based system. This works on the same basis as a hairdresser renting a chair in a salon, where they will source their own clients and pay a monthly fee to the salon. Personal training operates in the exact same way. You will pay a rent fee to the gym in exchange for being able to access the facility to train clients, advertise within the gym to club members, and have a base to operate out of. A very typical rent structure is between £400 to £600 a month outside of London. London prices can range drastically depending on the part of London you're looking to work in. In less affluent areas, it can be as low as £600, but you can find rent costs up to £1,200 in affluent parts of central London. With rent-based positions, do also expect to pay your annual license fee, which tends to cover you for uniform, insurance, and CPD training, which could range between £200 and £350 per year. Normally with the rent-based model, you'll get a grace period of free rent of 2 to 3 months before rent moves up to half rent, then full rent to allow you time to build your business. Gyms that operate like this include the Gym Group, DW Fitness First, and many more. Let's look at the pros of being a personal trainer through the rent-based model. High earning potential. Successful personal trainers within these models can earn personal trainer salaries in the 6 figures, as they get to keep 100% of the money generated. Be your own boss and work the hours you want to work. You can be your own boss, work the hours you want to work, and have freedom many working professionals crave. Can be low levels of competition. Due to the large volume of rent-based gyms in the UK and the expansion of the 24-hour market in recent years, the number of gyms is outweighed by the amount of trainers actually getting qualified. This has led to some clubs having low number of trainers in relation to the high volume of members. These clubs are the ideal place to build a successful PT business, and it's why you should always ask before accepting a role how many trainers are at the club and how many members does the gym actively have. If you start your personal training career at a large gym chain like Pure Gym, DW Fitness First, or at the Gym Group, you can find routes for moving into fitness management very accessible. Due to the large market share these gyms control in a decent sized city, you can find them having 4 clubs each, which creates avenues for advancement. For example, DW Fitness First has 39 clubs in London alone. The potential for advancement into management roles with 24-hour gyms is also made easier by each club having a general manager and 2 assistant managers. And with many of them preferring to promote in-house, creates more opportunities for you to develop with the same brand. Of course, accompanying any promotion comes with increasing salary, and with many of these gyms also requiring you to still personal train, you can still do what you love as well. What are the cons of being a personal trainer through this method? Lack of support compared to salaried-based roles. This point is semi-arguable, but salary-based companies tend to have a bigger investment in your personal training career as they pay your salary each month. They frequently provide free courses, have mentors in place, and work on your continuous professional development. By contrast, not all, but some rent-based facilities do not provide the business support and mentoring that you may require assistance with to be really successful. It takes time to build a client base. Naturally, it takes time to build a client base that is not just going to cover your rent, but your other bills and provide a good standard of living. For many trainers, the speed at which the full rent price comes round supersedes the rate that they've built their client base, which can result in money issues or sadly them having to leave the industry. Competition can be rife at certain locations. Often you can find PTs are viewed by these types of clubs as a form of income, and that there are many other personal trainers competing in the same gym. 24-hour gyms like Easy Fitness and the Gym Group need a certain number of PTs, normally around 12, just to run the facility, which is why their membership prices are so low. They don't have operations or sales staff, on-site admin, or facilities like swimming pools that you can find at some of the fixed personal training salary brands. Sometimes in the city centres, you can find too many trainers for the volume of actual members, making it difficult to earn a decent fitness salary. Freelancing from a private studio or private gym. Freelancing from a private gym or personal training studio is different to freelancing for a national chain of gyms. With national gyms, the rent figure is fixed and you will pay a fixed amount of rent each and every month. With private-based establishments, you will often find it's the owner of the business that you'll be working for, and therefore the rates can be negotiated. Now, how you pay to the private gym can vary vastly. It can be a flat fee for every time you bring a client in, normally ranging between just £5 to £10 per session. It can be a percentage of how much you charge your client, normally between 20 to 35% of your hourly rate. It can be a fee based on how many times you intend to use the premises over a given month. A flat monthly rent fee in the same way as national gym chains, but the rent is normally far lower, especially if they have a small member base or you have to source your own clients. Typically, you'll find it in the range of £100 to £300 per month, depending on location. Lastly, some studios even pay salaries to their trainers. Let's examine the pros of this personal training career option. It is more cost effective if you want to source your own clients. If you pay each time you take a client in or on a percentage basis, you're only paying proportionally to the income you received, and it's relatively risk-free. There are plenty of studios and private gyms to pick from. There are more private gyms and studios in the UK than all the national gym chains combined. So there are plenty of places that you can negotiate to get the best possible deal to take your clients to. Now let's look at the cons. Normally you have to find your own clients. If you're not proficient in advertising and marketing, finding clients could prove to be very difficult. Whereas if you were freelancing for a gym, your database is right there in front of you and negates the need for skilled advertising. It can become inviable when you get a lot of clients. If you start building up a client base and have to pay each time you go into a studio or give a percentage of your hourly rate, you can actually end up paying more than if you were renting in a national gym chain. For example, if you had 25 clients on one session per week and you paid £10 per session to the gym, that's £250 per week and £1,000 per month in rent. You could set up your own studio for that kind of money. Freelancing in physical locations like clients' homes or outdoors. If you're looking for a freelance personal training career independent from a gym, you are operating as a sole trader or an LTD company. You can become a mobile PT, go into clients' homes, train with them on the beach, in the park, run group classes from a sports hall, or become a freelance class instructor. Similar to the freelancing for a gym, the amount you're going to earn as a personal trainer is dependent on you. But unlike freelancing for a gym where you have a dedicated member base to work with, you're going to have to generate your own traffic, enquiries and sales, but without the added cost of paying rent to a gym. The most successful independent personal trainers in the UK, that are at the top of the personal trainer salary range, are earning between 80 to 100,000 per year, but only if they have a full client base. Let's look at this personal training career, pros and cons, starting with the pros. High personal training wage and earnings. When you choose a personal trainer career as a freelance PT, it is your business, so you can set your hourly wage as what you value your time and expertise at. Additionally, the earning potential is far higher than other routes, so you're not going to be paying rent or third-party fees to operate. Low overheads. If you're personal training from clients' homes or using the outdoors, your overheads to do this is minimal. You can even charge more or put costs to travel for the hassle of going to a client's home. So you can charge a higher hourly personal training rate. Now let's look at the cons. It can actually get lonely. This might sound insignificant, but it's actually one of the biggest points to consider. Being a sole personal trainer outside of the gym can be a lonely affair. You don't have other team members and staff to engage with on a daily basis, and it's certainly something you need to consider. How much insurance you pay. Your insurance premiums can be affected by personal training in clients' homes, as it's a higher risk in case of accident or injury. Insurance costs can also increase if you have your own equipment that you need to protect from damage and general wear and tear. You are responsible for every aspect of running a business. As a freelance personal trainer, you're responsible for every aspect of the business, including marketing, advertising, finance, amongst many others. It's not just a case of turning up and delivering sessions. Setting up your own gym or studio. This is the dream for many aspiring personal trainers, to one day be able to open your very own gym or PT studio. There are currently close to 7,000 privately owned gyms and studios in the UK, which is more sites than if you added up all the major gym chains combined. You can start a PT studio or gym right after qualifying as a personal trainer if you have the financial status to be able to do so. Most PT studios, however, are formulated after growing a successful PT client base through one of the other personal training career options mentioned earlier in this video, and then taking those clients with them as the foundation membership base of their studio. Setting up a PT studio normally occurs when you're getting capped by the number of hours you can physically work and your diary is packed out. This is the time where you need to evaluate where your career in personal training needs to head next, and starting a PT studio or gym is a very viable option. For example, if you're a PT in a rent-based role paying £500 per month to the gym and you have 30 clients on an average of 2 sessions per week at £30 per hour, you're earning a whopping £6,700 per month. That's including your rent. But as you're working 60 hours per week, your PT earnings is getting limited by the time you have available for further growth and scale. By starting a PT studio or gym, which you do cheaply by leasing a warehouse for around 1,200 plus bills in a 3,000 to 4,000 square foot premises, you'll be able to scale your PT business. Yes, you will initially have higher outgoings, but you'll have the opportunity to scale your business through staff members and other trainers to deliver sessions for you, freeing up time to focus on what matters, getting more clients and generating more revenue. Now let's examine the pros of this personal training career. Your very own brand. You get to run your business the way you want to run it. You get to create your own brand and company ethos that you're genuinely proud of. Extremely high potential revenue. Some very well-run personal training studios have over 200 clients paying £300 a month in personal training fees. This works out at £60,000 a month in income, which is £720,000 a year. If you go down the private gym route, you can have membership bases up to 10,000 members, which if you charge just £30 a month in membership fees, this works out at £300,000 a month in income and 3.6 million a year in turnover. This doesn't even include that you can open more than one site. Be able to scale your business. As mentioned earlier, starting a PT studio enables you to scale your PT business as you're not bound by the number of hours you can physically do. This enables you to hire trainers as your client numbers grow, and you can in the long term aim to set up multiple studios or move to bigger and better facilities. With studios largely based in warehouses and comprising mainly of functional based apparatus and weights, which have a long use of life, you can scale your business fast once you've recouped your initial investment. Extra secondary revenue streams. By having such a large client or member base, you can start adding extra secondary revenue streams into your business. This could include things like PT rent, locker hire, branded clothing, supplements, the list goes on. Let's review the cons of this personal training career. High costs. Unsurprisingly, it costs a lot to get a gym or PT studio off the ground. You're going to have to pay for equipment, banner and signage, marketing to generate awareness, construction costs, the list goes on and on. Ongoing overheads. The volume of ongoing overheads associated with running your own gym or studio can be extensive. You'll have to pay rent, business rates, electric, gas, equipment maintenance, amongst many other costs that can only be subsidized by having a large client base. Managing of staff. If you have staff like receptionists, sales, operations, marketing, or other trainers, you will need to manage them and create business processes. This includes writing policies, procedures, and workflows so staff know what they're doing each day. You will have to manage and update these processes constantly to fit your business as it grows and as things change. Setting up as an online personal trainer. The online personal training career option is a massively growing market, and in order to personal train, you don't need to be physically present. You can write bespoke programs, nutrition plans, give advice, track and monitor clients all distantly, still providing that personalized service that makes personal training effective. Typically, you will charge less to the end client per hour as you're not physically there to motivate and spot them during their sessions. A standard hourly rate can range between £15 to £25 per hour, or you can have them as a client via a subscription-based model. Advanced personal training software is available to manage your client base online, which has extensive exercise libraries, payment facilities, and tracking software to help you run your online PT business. Let's look at the pros of becoming an online personal trainer. You're not bound by location. One of the biggest wins with the online personal training career is that you're not bound by location of your clients or yourself. This increases your prospective reach of advertisements and in turn the size of your potential client base. There is no venue required. You are not burdened by the hassle of finding a venue to personal train from or pay any extra cost to a gym or venue. You can get thousands of clients. The career of an online personal trainer has the highest earning potential of any route in personal training. This is because you're spending your time writing programs, nutrition plans, and managing clients distantly, which takes up far less time than spending countless hours of delivering face-to-face sessions. Additionally, as your online client base grows, you can start forming a company and hire other trainers to do the work for you. Let's look at the cons of becoming an online personal trainer. Lower hourly rate. As an online personal trainer, it's expected that your hourly rate works out considerably less to the end client, as you're not physically there to guide, motivate, instruct, or spot. It can become a desk job. One aspect many online personal trainers find is that as their business grows, it becomes more like a desk job, as you're not physically personal training anyone. You need business and marketing skills. Business and marketing skills are needed for all personal training routes, but this is even more paramount for online trainers. You need to learn marketing and advertising skills and be exceptionally good at it to stand a chance in this competitive market. Starting a group personal training business. Starting a group personal training career for some reason is still only emerging, but some trainers that have cottoned on have been doing this successfully for years. Just for clarity, group PT is not the same as classes. Classes, which we'll come to properly in just a moment, is following predetermined choreographed movements that is generically applied to the whole group. Whereas Group PT is where you're personal training up to 6 people simultaneously. All the individual clients will have their own program and are working on different apparatus working towards different fitness goals. You can do Group PT outdoors, use a sports hall, gym, virtually anywhere. Let's look at the personal training career pros and cons for Group PT. High hourly rate and time efficient. With group personal training, you can be paid by 6 people for the same amount of time normally reserved for just 1. This sends your hourly rate through the roof. Low overheads. With Group PT, there are no extra overheads that you have to pay out than traditional one-to-one PT. Even if you're hiring a studio or hall for an hour, your outgoings will be minimal to the amount you would earn from that group session. More affordable to the masses. As clients are sharing your time amongst them, the price you charge should be less. This can have a positive impact in that some clients can't afford the one-to-one rates charged by other PTs, but can afford the reduced rate offered by your Group PT. This increases participation. More free leisure time. As you can earn very high hourly rates, you don't have to work every hour in the day to make a good living from Group PT. For example, you can charge each client just £20 for the Group PT session, which based on 6 clients, works out £120 per hour and over £40,000 per year, leaving you plenty of time in your diary for other things. Let's look at the cons of group personal training. Less money per person. As you're training multiple people at once, the hourly rate needs to be dropped for the individuals you're training, as they're sharing the time with other people. You need to recruit a lot of clients. In order to regularly put on Group PT, you need to have a lot of clients, or clients that are on multiple sessions per week, which can be very difficult to achieve. Running fitness classes. This fitness career option is suited if you're more of a trainer inclined towards teaching fitness classes and getting a buzz of being the instructor at the head of a class. You can run fitness classes from almost anywhere, from using the great outdoors to hiring studio space, depending on the type of class you want to run. You can run fitness classes in almost any discipline, from circuit training, kettlebells, suspension training, spin, yoga, the list is literally endless. You can charge anywhere between £5 to £10 per attendee, or create a monthly fee where they can attend as many classes they want for around £30 to £40 per month, depending on the class you're providing and the demand. Another class alternative is to freelance between different gyms. The best process to do this is for you to go down to your local gyms and speak with either the club manager or fitness manager and put your name down their list of freelancers for classes. Normally you'll get given a slot when another instructor lets them down, and before long that becomes your permanent class. Gyms tend to pay between £20 to £25 per hour outside of London and £30 to £35 an hour in London. If you're specialised in a type of class where the number of instructors that are qualified is low, such as yoga or Pilates, you can even charge more. Let's look at the pros of becoming a class instructor. High hourly rates. You can easily earn £100 per hour through running successful fitness classes. For example, if you charge just £5 per head and had a studio packed with 20 people, that works out £100 per hour. Based off this, if you just ran 10 fitness classes a week, taking up just 10 hours of your time, you could earn £1,000 a week, which is £52,000 a year. High level of client appeal. Starting a fitness career through running classes is a good idea, considering the wide mass appeal of classes to new gym members. As classes are cheap, non-invasive to individuals new to exercise, and still give clients an instructor-led workout, they are extremely popular. Therefore, marketing and onboarding new clients is far easier than selling one-to-one PT. Class transference. Gaining clients through the medium of fitness classes is also a great way to establish rapport and demonstrate our ability as an instructor. You can often convert class members into one-to-one paying PT clients as they are already familiar with you and trust you both as a trainer from a knowledge side of things and generally as a likable individual. Fitness class instructor cons. Number of attendees. Your hourly rate is determined by how many people you can get to actually attend the classes, and you need a lot of clients to drive your class hourly rate up. Short notice. If you decide to freelance class instruct for a gym, you can be given very little notice to go and cover for a class where another instructor has cancelled. This gives you extremely little time to prepare for the class, get to the venue, and you have to stop what you're currently doing, which when you might rely on them for future work could be problematic. Travel costs. If you're freelancing between gyms, you can't put the cost of that travel to get to that facility onto the gym or the clients, so you have to factor that into how much you're going to earn. Working as a contracted personal trainer. Many trainers are completely oblivious of this personal training career option and that you can work as a contractor for event companies, insurance brokers, schools, or healthcare institutions. For example, Bupa frequently hires personal trainers to help their patients regain fitness after physiotherapy. This is all part of their health plan. Another example is that obstacle race companies hire personal trainers for warm-ups and provide cool-downs to their participants. Contracting hours through these types of routes are in limited supply and difficult to find, but they actually pay very well for the work that you do. You will typically earn between £30 and £40 per hour, depending on which company and niche you're personal training through. Another good thing about personal training through contracting work is they tend to stick to the same trainers for when another event comes round, providing you do a good job, that is. Personal training career pros of contracted work. Repeat work. If you deliver a good service and are reliable and hard-working, like most jobs, they will use your service time and time again. High hourly wage. You can earn up to £40 per hour when working for an event or insurance company. These are large companies, so you never have to worry about being paid on time or in full. Now let's look at the cons. Limited amount of work available. The regularity of work available is generally not sustainable to be a sole income, as it can be very ad hoc work. One of the most advisable things to do as a personal trainer to be truly successful in the fitness sector is to combine multiple options together. This prevents you putting all your eggs in one basket, as they say. For example, you could work for a gym offering one-to-one PT with group PT sessions, as well as starting your own online personal training business in your spare time. This way, you have more than one revenue stream and can hit different demographics all at the same time. That wraps it up for this video. Let me know which personal training career option sounds best for you in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more career tips for personal trainers. And if you're looking to become a personal trainer, click this link here to download your free prospectus guide. My name's Luke Hughes. Thanks for watching.